Getting some exit polling data in tonight from CBS News tonight. As you can see, blue ribbons still mark the spot. Because when you look just to the north in Hamilton County, that number drops to just 53. I'm going to head on back over to the desk where we're going to talk about implications. Suzette Hackney is an Indy Star columnist. She's going to join us now. And Suzette, as we look at that map and we look at the Bernie Sanders win tonight, is this more symbolic, or what does this mean when we talk about the Democratic primary moving forward? Central Indiana couple sitting next to this accused gunman in the middle of his deadly shooting rampage last night in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So what do you know the latest about this potential VP announcement? Any significance in the timing of this as well? Essentially capturing every moment of encounters with police. But who should have access to those videos and when? Given the recent jobs reports, why should Wisconsinites believe any proposal right now coming from the administration?
Well, the truth of the matter is,
What are the expectations going into tonight?
We're just having a good time.
Any new policy proposals we can expect in terms of Homeland Security? Peyton Manning didn't just perform on the field, he was also a big entertainer. Central's Trisha Whitaker, hey, you got like a big I can't.
Mixed bag. We're so connected. I knew exactly what you were going to say.
Go. To the breaking news we're following tonight, Governor Mike Pence starting to respond to the news that the Archdiocese of Indianapolis went against his order and welcomed a Syrian refugee family that arrived in Indianapolis last night. Let's listen in live to Governor Mike Pence. You are listening live to Governor Mike Pence responding to the news this evening that the Archdiocese of Indianapolis has brought a Syrian refugee family. They arrived in Indiana last night against his order. As you said, he will continue to suspend the program for as much as the governor has the authority to do that. In our conversations with the governor's office today, they really stressed this testimony yesterday from the chairman of the Homeland Security Committee on Capitol Hill, saying that ISIS has tried to infiltrate the Syrian refugee program. The governor's office, along with 30 other governors, has used that as some of their evidence and the reason behind this.
I find it very interesting.
That shooting happened on the northeast side this afternoon, and it was all caught on camera by a witness. The situation ended with shots being fired and the man dying at the scene. We'd like to stress tonight, CBS 4 is choosing not to show the actual shooting. Alexis McAdams is here to begin our team coverage. Hi, Alexis. What a night it has been so far here in Iowa. Ted Cruz telling the Associated Press within the last couple of minutes he calls this a victory for the grassroots effort. Donald Trump tonight telling supporters he is honored to come in second place. We've been talking for a long time about this turnout factor, and that's what we're seeing at play at this hour. A lot of the folks who came to the caucuses we talked to didn't know for sure who they were going to vote for going into this process. They had heard the candidates, met a lot of them for months, weeks, talking with them. They wanted to hear that final pitch, hear from their fellow Iowans before they cast their votes. Let's take you inside. Take a look.
Would you like a clapper to make some noise inside?
From schools to churches and community centers, Iowans gathered by the hundreds Monday night to finally have their say.
I'm caucusing for Hillary.
Last name A through J.
Republicans and Democrats gathering playing by much different rules. The candidates now sidelined in the hands of Iowans.
Step by step and work hard and study.
On the GOP side, supporters make one final plea. They cast paper ballots, and they're counted and organized by hand.
The results are Rand Paul and Marco Rubio with 12.
He is somebody that I feel like is going to bring new ideas.
Meantime, Democrats engage in a sometimes more lively and contentious process.
She's going to work hard. She's worked hard all her life. She's the revolution.
Splitting into groups, then they strongly urge and try convincing other Democrats to join their side, which did happen here tonight.
She never even had an idea that they cared about these things.
Let's have a system that works for everyone and not just the top 1%.
There's a lot of passion, a lot of energy.
Somebody voted for Bernie Sanders because she got a cookie.
In the end, Iowans simply go home, but not before leaving their mark and pride on a status as the nation's first.
I think it's an excellent opportunity to go out and show what Iowa's all about and show that we care who leads our nation.
Lots of excitement this evening here in Des Moines. Let's get back to those latest results we're following. Ted Cruz winning on the GOP side of things. Donald Trump coming in second. The Democratic race at this hour too close to call between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Martin O'Malley has dropped out of the race tonight. So too has Governor Mike Huckabee. On the Republican side of things, a lot of fast-moving pieces as we sit here tonight at 11, guys.
Well, Matt, Iowans obviously take this process very, very seriously, as we saw in your report. You mentioned those candidates dropping out of the race. That's no surprise at this point, correct?
Yeah, that's totally correct, especially in some of these lower tier candidates. Already tonight, Rick Santorum is telling the Des Moines Register that he is going to think on this overnight or for a couple days before making his decision on what to do next. Within the next couple days leading up to New Hampshire, you can definitely expect a number of these candidates to be going through that process. Tonight, the streets outside the church are clear. Just hours ago, they were filled with police and protesters. Take a look at this. Some neighbors even putting up police tape to keep people out. In the end tonight, no arrests, no marijuana, but right now, church leaders are inside the First Church of Cannabis, preparing to light up a legal battle of their own in the courtroom to be able to smoke. Their defense, they say, their religious freedom. On the first day of Indiana's religious freedom law, the First Church of Cannabis gathered a new group of faithful.
If you're happy, you know it, clap your hands, y'all.
Yet the church's holy sacrament was missing indeed, but not in word.
He had 3 words, I just got 2. Legalize it!
Church founder and self-proclaimed Grand Poobah and Minister of Love, Bill Levin, decided earlier this week marijuana would not be welcome today after intense pressure from police and prosecutors threatening arrests if anyone lit up.
Now the government needs to help me because I want to live.
Yet the announcement didn't stop the spectacle, once again bringing worldwide attention to Indiana.
On this side, they have if you encounter a police employee.
The group Cop Block handed out flyers outside the church encouraging everyone to videotape any encounters with police. IMPD had officers lined for blocks. Neighbors barricaded their yards from churchgoers, and protesters assembled their own gathering.
We're taking a stand against individuals and churches that would want to commit a crime under the disguise of a name of a church.
Fueling a religious freedom debate of its own.
Sorry, I give up body parts for your freedoms too. So you should respect me a little bit, son.
In 1 week, this group will gather again.
It's the first church service I've actually enjoyed.
As the church's founder now prepares a religious freedom defense for the courts.
This is about the beautiful experience of life's great adventure. Cannabis helps us celebrate it, but if the world is going to turn ugly on us and stop us through religious persecution, we'll go through the courts and we'll make it work.
Tonight, Levin wouldn't say either way specifically whether members will smoke at next week's service, hinting at that civil lawsuit using the religious freedom law. By the way, Governor Pence was asked about this church, about this service today. He did not answer, deflected his answer and the question, as this is the most likely the first public case of the measure he signed into law. Reporting on the east side of Indianapolis, I'm Matt Smith.